estate agent. In the background, the loan officer has already received and processed the application. The processor will then forward the loan application to the investor who performs these steps. So let me begin explaining the streamlined draw process. Remember, the streamlined loan has a maximum of $35,000 in funding. For the borrowers doing the work themselves, a self-help agreement is required and must be pre-approved by the lender. For borrowers working with contractors, all contractors must provide, in advance, the signed W-9 and the proof of liability and workers' comp insurance. And here's how where delays start to occur and frustration begins. After the close of escrow, the borrower will receive a welcome package along with the first of 2 disbursements from the lender. Now, during those 10 days, the borrower will be going crazy, wanting to get in the property and commence the work as soon as possible. Obviously, the work is easier done before they have made the move from their previous residence. Included with the disbursement is an instruction letter that explains how the final disbursement process works. Also, there will be phone numbers, help desk, and website addresses contained in the package. Here's another step where potential delays can come to fruition. The borrower will have to endorse the check over to the contractor. The check is made in both the contractor and the borrower's name. When the contractor deposits the check, which is going to be approximately $17,500, the contractor's bank may place a hold on the funds until the check clears. Most banks, the hold time will be approximately 10 days. That will make it 20 days from the time the borrower has closed escrow till the work begins. Now, once the work is completed, an inspection is required by the original appraiser, and they're required to sign off and send that to the lender. The final monies are dispersed within 10 days. Let's now transition to the 203K standard process. Remember, the standard loan draws up to $100,000. As in the previous example, a welcome package and draw request guide is sent to the borrower. However, no disbursement has been made up to this point. Once again, the contractor must provide these items, and disbursements are made as each phase of the project is completed and based on the draw paperwork provided by the cost consultant. Here is the next step in the standard draw process. One note of caution: there is a maximum of 5 draws, so theoretically you can only have 5 contractors. Generally, most buyers/borrowers find it much easier to hire one general contractor. And here is the final step. Remember, once again, borrowers may not be compensated for their labor, only in actual costs of materials, permits, etc. I'm always asked, can I do the work myself? Yes, borrowers can do the work themselves, but they must be qualified and have a self-help agreement in place with the lender before the disbursements begin. Let's talk about some problems that arise that no one covers in the average webinar. The borrower's improvements must basically be a dollar for dollar on return. Carpet and paint, for instance, do not add to the value of a home. However, room additions, remodeling bedrooms and baths do. The important thing is for the borrower not to run short of funds because the lender would not make additional funding possible. Unused loan proceeds are not advanced to the borrower. They must be applied back to the principal. So if you don't use $10,000 of your 203K standard loan, you'll be theoretically paying on that $10,000 for the next 30 years. Contractors no-showing for estimates is a real problem. This is why I would encourage borrowers/buyers to fax over the cost consultant's estimates in advance so everyone knows what the expectations are. Also, many contractors don't like signing the W-9 because so much contractors are paid under the table. Borrowers running short of cash. In anticipation of the closing and getting the new home, many borrowers go out and apply for credit cards. Please don't do that. It is not judicious for borrowers to go out and apply for credit cards until after the escrow closes. Also, many borrowers want to shop around and hire specific contractors for specific work. Remember, you're limited by 5 draws, and each phase of the construction has to be signed off by the cost consultant or the appraiser. This means more trips out to the property for them and higher costs for you. And most importantly, poor planning, which leads to many borrowers running short of draws to complete the work. Here's a web address to check to see if your contractor has licensing and/or any other complaint. Another big mistake is not choosing a local or hands-on lender that is FHA direct endorsement approved. Oftentimes, going to a loan officer who works part-time or does not work for the FHA lender directly. This will turn your loan into a 60-day plus nightmare. For a list of eligible lenders in your area, just visit HUD.gov. Here are the web addresses for some forms that you will want to download to help assist you in your transaction. And here are FHA resources. Please visit these websites for more information. In closing, if you would like to be on my mailing list or you would like to discuss the employment opportunities at High Tech Lending, please call me or send me an email. I'd like to know your thoughts on the webinar and any suggestions you have to make it better. This is essentially a new loan product that's being reintroduced into the market. And I want to thank you. I know your time is valuable, and I hope the time we spent together was worthwhile. Thank you, and